Okay, so don't be mad, but I might have clickbaited you. It was the only way to get you to watch this video. If I said I was furnishing a house in San Myshuno, well, that doesn't sound very intriguing, now does it? But hey, that's what I did. So I didn't necessarily build this lot, but I am going to furnish it. The build is from a lovely creator on the gallery who goes by the username CRob94, and they did an absolute bang up job on this build, and I just had to do this video. So I've always wanted to have a house in San Myshuno or somewhere in the city. I love the apartments, but I've just always wanted to live on a separate lot to them, but still get the city experience. So that's what I did. So the other buildings on this lot are vacant, only the middle one is furnishable, which I kind of enjoy because then you don't have to furnish all of them and have like 3 separate sims. You can just furnish one and not have to worry about the other 2. But I wanted to create a cozy home for 2 best friends who are new into adulthood and just moved to the city and are super excited to take it all in. So that's kind of the build style that I was going for. So as you can see, I'm starting in the kitchen. I would say the kitchen and living room are like my favorite things to furnish in a house. So for the kitchen, I really wanted it to be kind of like a modern style, but not like all white and plain. I wanted like a little bit of color, but more like neutral tone colors. And this is mostly a CC build, just by the way. There isn't a lot of regular stuff that I included into this. I think the bedrooms are where I included most of like the Sims packs and all of that. I just love CC and I have so much of it, so I wanted to put it to use in this build. And I will be playing this household, so I wanted to furnish it to a style that I like and, you know, my play style. So I finished the furniture and appliances for the kitchen, so now it's all about just clutter and making it feel like it's being lived in. I'm gonna be honest, clutter I'm kind of weak at. I'm not very good at, like, you know, the placement of it and trying to make it look like it naturally was placed there, if that makes sense. I wanted to make it feel like kind of messy, just like someone lives there and it's not just a staged home. So that's what I was going for with the clutters, just kind of like all about, you know, randomly placed and all of that. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really happy with how the kitchen came out. I think it's super pretty and I love how simple it is. It feels like it's a rental home that they're staying in, which was the vibe that I was kind of going for, is like you're still renting a place just like you would with an apartment, but it's just like a townhome kind of vibe. I'm making these videos because I want to become a better builder and just a better interior decorator in general. So I'm trying to challenge myself to download builds and finish them to my style, see how well I can do, and just get out of my comfort zone and have some fun with it. And I want to try new interior design styles in the future as well, so I'll probably be making videos in the future trying out different build styles and furnishing styles. But I really love watching videos of people furnishing houses. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a person that really cares so much for the build. In my own preference, I just like to see them furnish the house and what they do with it. So I wanted to make a video kind of like that, but showing my progress of how I'm getting better as an interior decorator. I really want to improve my skills and get better at the little details to really make a home pop. So I think that making these videos and showing you guys the progress of how I'm growing is going to be a lot of fun and a good little challenge for me. And then we can go back later on when I'm a really good interior decorator and look back and see how bad it was when I first started. Or not bad per se, but you know, how inexperienced I was when I first started. So now I'm working on the living room. As you can tell, it's very obvious. But I wanted to do like a neutral theme, like I was saying earlier. I wanted an all natural color palette, but I wanted a little pop of color, and I thought this navy blue color was gorgeous and it just looks so pretty. So I really wanted to include that color. And I'm going for, you know, just kind of bare furnishings, I guess, in a sense. Like it's furnished, but it hasn't been lived in for a long time. Like they just moved there, so they're still kind of working on furnishing their house and making it feel cozy. You're not really like fully furnished when you first move into a house. You kind of just get all of the big stuff, and then all of the clutter and smaller things kind of come naturally as you're living there. So that's kind of what I was going for, is like they just moved in, they kind of have this fresh new apartment, they're getting used to it, kind of soaking it in, and it will slowly become more furnished as time goes on. Once again, I'm really happy with how this living room came out. I think it's super pretty, and as I slowly furnish it with clutter and all of that while I'm playing it, I think it's gonna look so cozy and, you know, just a girls townhouse. San Myshuno is one of my favorite worlds. I love the city when I'm just looking for a different change of pace from all of my farming and horse content and gameplay. I love to just jet off to the city and completely change the style. And I really love that this build perfectly matches the vibe of the Spice District in San Myshuno, and I think it will be really fun to still have access to all of the things you would in a normal city apartment gameplay, but you have your own space and can create your own environment. Also, my cat can come and go as he pleases, and if we get a dog, he'll be able to leave and not just whine at the doorway, which I always find annoying in the apartments. And don't worry about the bathroom tiles wallpaper. I am changing that here in a moment. Right now, I'm just working more on the furnishings and the actual style of the apartment that I'm trying to achieve. I've been loving these custom content curtains that I'm about to place. They are so pretty, and I use them almost for every build. I'm obsessed with them. I can't get enough. If you have any questions about any of my custom content, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll definitely respond with a link or the creator's name so you can go find them. I think one thing I really want to work on in the future is just mismatching my designs, if that makes sense, like not having all of my furniture match. I think it's just easy when you're starting out to have it match because then it can help you get a sense of your design style. But as I move forward in designs, I definitely want to start doing more mismatchy stuff and see what I can make happen and how cute I can make it look, because I see so many creators who do that and their builds always look amazing. I think it just takes a lot of practice in learning your design style so that way you can move forward knowing what you like and what you don't like. And watching this video back, you realize there's a couple design opportunities that you had that you missed out on, and I think that's all a part of the learning process. You just kind of have to rewatch your work and see, you know, where you messed up on or where you could have done a little bit better in your build. And I think that watching these videos back and doing voiceovers is going to really help me to notice those small details so that way I don't miss them in the future builds. But so far, honestly, I'm loving this build. I love the neutral tones everywhere with the subtle pops of blue and, you know, just the navy colors that are popping out here and there. I don't know, I was really proud of myself for this build. I know I didn't actually build the building like I said at the beginning, but for furnishing it, I think I was really impressed that I was creating what I was creating and, you know, making good use of each space, because I think that's the hard part about interior design, is trying to find the right places to put things so that the space is usable and you don't just have like a random corner that you can't do anything with because you ran out of ideas. But I've been having a lot of fun with that in this build, is trying to find good use of each space and make it usable and not just like a random corner of decorations. So I was just gonna make this a corner of like activities or do, you know, like a piano over here or something, but then I realized that, you know, they're new in the city, they're probably gonna be making friends and having friends over, and if that's the case, we should probably have place for them to sit and not just 2 bar stools. If they want to have like a girls' dinner or if they have dates over or something like that, they probably need some seating. So I made this into a cute little dining table, and I was really happy again with the little subtle pops of blue. I don't know why, but I was just super happy that my color scheme was working out the way that I was envisioning it. And you know, like I said, I'm new into interior design and building in general, and I think when you're a new builder, it can be quite frustrating when you're trying to make builds that match these incredible builders and their ideas, and it just doesn't work out the way that you're envisioning it. It can sometimes be frustrating. So I was super happy that it was actually coming together the way that I wanted it to. So I started working on the bathroom next, and you know, this bathroom is probably the room that I like the least out of the whole house, just because I couldn't find like a good color scheme. I really like how it ended up looking. Like, it doesn't look bad, but I think I could have done a little bit better at just including clutter and making good use of the space. So I might go back and change a couple things, you know, in the future and adjust it. For starting out, I'm really happy, and I do think that it did end up looking really good, so I can't be mad. I don't know why, but I always have a hard time furnishing bathrooms in general. I just don't know what to put in them ever. I just want a shower, bath, toilet, and sink, and after that, I'm kind of lost at what else I need to put in there in general. So sometimes the bathrooms can be a little frustrating for me to furnish. Like I said, I love kitchens and living rooms because it's a livable space. It's where you're gonna be, so you make it cozy, you make it match your vibe. But with bathrooms, you're only in there to do something, whether it's the shower or to poop or something like that. So it's sometimes a harder space for me to fill. I know some people are great at bathrooms and love furnishing bathrooms, but for me personally, it's not my cup of tea, and I would rather just skip it. So sometimes I just go really bland with the bathrooms. I was really trying not to do my usual build style though, and not just go bland with the bathroom. I really wanted to try to do something better and really include items to make it feel like it's a usable bathroom. It's cozy, it's nice, you know, people actually live in this household. So that's kind of what I was attempting. I'm happy with it. I think that it came out really good, but I do think that I like the bathroom upstairs a lot better. I think I did a better job with the color scheme upstairs, and there's subtle pops of color that I really love. So this one isn't bad. It's good for, you know, just a main bathroom to have guests use if they come over, but for their actual personal bathroom upstairs, I like that one a lot better than this one. Another thing I'm learning about my interior design is I always design the walls that I see and the walls that I don't see are always bland. So then I go into, you know, my camera mode or whatever to take a picture, and I realize that there's just a bare wall with nothing on it. So that's definitely something I'm going to work on in the future, is furnishing every single wall, whether I see it or not, because I think that I always just style the walls that I see, and then the ones that I don't are always just left bland. And I think that's what really good builders do a good job at, is furnishing furnishing all the walls. So then when you're actually playing, it feels really cozy because all of the walls are furnished versus just half the walls, and all of the walls you can't see. You now see when you have the walls up, and then you realize that it's like half furnished. Something else I'm learning about building too is when you find an item in build by menu, just place it. If you know that you're gonna place it later, just place it wherever, somewhere, or just place it where you think that you're gonna be placing it later on, because there are so many items in the menu and it's so hard to find. So when I find something that I see and I'm like, oh, that would be fun to have in this room, I always just go place it in the room, whether I'm gonna use it at that moment or not. That way it just makes it so much easier later and I don't have to go re-find it, because I feel like the build by menu sucks and it's so hard to find things in sometimes. So I definitely recommend that. If you need any tips for building, that is my one tip. So bedrooms are something that I either love to build and furnish or I hate. It all depends on if I know what sim's gonna be living there or not. If I know the sim and their personality, then I think it's a little bit more fun. If I don't, I tend to go just more bland because I don't know what kind of room vibe I want to go for. For this room specifically, I kind of had an idea of the sim I wanted to place in there. I wanted it to be someone who likes a little pop of color, but then, you know, likes her neutral side as well. She also has a cat, so she has that huge cat tree in there. I was gonna place the cat tree on a different wall in the hallway, but then I thought it's kind of gonna just sit there and you can't really put anything else in there, and you would have to just fill the space with that and nothing else. So I just put it in the bedroom. I thought it would be nice for the cat to sleep with her little owner. But yeah, this is the room that I was going for. I was actually really happy with it. Again, I did leave the wall that's closest to the bathroom really bare, so I'm gonna go back in and redesign that. But for right now, I was happy with it. I thought I did a good job with it. I tried to put clutter and just random things around in the bedroom that, you know, you just kind of plop anywhere because it's your space. Especially when you have roommates, you don't really have space to just put it around the house, so sometimes a lot of your stuff just goes into your room. So that's what I was trying to accomplish with this. But yeah, she kind of has like that hippie vibe, and she likes her color to be consistent versus the room over here that I was going to be doing next. They're all over with their color. They like any color and every color, so it's just pops of everything all over the room, and I really like it. I thought it came out really good. I think I might change the wall color next, but other than that, I think it did turn out well, and I like just the random pops of color everywhere. I'm someone who likes to go really like either crazy for bedrooms or super simple. It's all about like defining your personality. That's your space, that's your place to design. So sometimes I go crazy with it, sometimes I don't. It also just depends on my design mood and how I'm feeling when I am designing it. But for this room, I was having a lot of fun with just like the randomness of it all. I think it all kind of weirdly comes together, but then again, it all kind of doesn't match, which was kind of fun. But yeah, this roommate is more creative. She's an artist, she's a bookworm, she loves to just jam out to music, paint, do all of that kind of fun stuff. I definitely can add more clutter. I think that's one thing I'm realizing about my designs, is that there can be a lot more clutter placed just randomly. It's all about just, you know, utilizing the space, and I think I did a good job with it for the most part. I think it's just the walls that I struggle with the most on finding artwork and all of that kind of stuff. That's definitely something I'm gonna work on, and maybe I can get some CC for that as well, so that way I don't have that problem. I'm one of those people that never thinks I have enough stuff in my build by option, so I always go download more. Even when I have more than enough, I always think I need more. And I think that's one thing I'm really gonna hone in on when I am building, is focusing more on utilizing what I do have instead of wishing I had more stuff that I don't need, because I've seen so many builders create so much more with so much less. So it's really all about how you utilize it and just making sense of the space, and I think that's one thing I'm definitely gonna practice more. I am happy with these rooms though. I think they describe two different personalities in a similar way. Like, they are best friends, they have a lot of similarities, but one is just a little bit more creative and one is just a little bit more hippie-like, but also kind of straight edge in a sense, if that makes sense. But yeah, here's where I was trying to place the cat tree. I was gonna change it, but then I realized that that would just be the only thing there and there wouldn't be really anything else I could put there. So I went to work on the bathroom next, and this bathroom I'm actually really happy with how it came out. I think it's super cozy and I love the color scheme. So the creator that built this lot put the mirror on like that side wall instead of on the wall where that other little accessory thing on the counter is, and I really like that they did it that way. I don't know why, I just thought it was kind of cool and different, so I kept it and decided to work around it. I think it looks really cool, and then I placed this little table with the flowers right there. I don't know why, I was just trying to fill space. And then obviously the cat litter box had to go somewhere. I think mostly with the bigger bathrooms, it's just about finding the space for everything and utilizing it right. And sometimes, you know, the smaller bathrooms are easier because then you don't have a lot to do, so you just kind of place a bunch of random stuff. But I was super happy with the color scheme that I was kind of forming with this, and I don't know, I don't know why. I just really like this bathroom. I think it's really nice. I started working on the little office nook next. This was really easy. I just kind of kept the same desk, changed a couple things, added a couple things, and called it a day. I don't really care too much for like the small office space stuff. I don't know. It's just a computer they're gonna be sitting at, and sometimes I don't really know what to put there. Once again, it's the hard part about clutter. You never know where to put it. But I put a couple little random things, called it a day, and then moved on to the next. Yeah, I just think the creator who made this build did a really good job with like this use of space, so I just kind of left it the same and then moved on to a different aspect of furnishing. So this room I plan to leave empty for right now. This is going to be a future roommate that comes to live with them. So I just left it until I am ready to have the roommate come join us. Then I will add something. I'm probably going to have like a boys room there and have like one boy roommate, or maybe it's just all girls and we just have a girls party. I don't really know yet, but that is just an empty bedroom at the moment that will be furnished when the time is right and when the roommate we find is ready to move in. So then I started working on this little corner in the hallway. I did not know what to put here at first. I was so confused. I did not know how to use this space, and then I eventually found, oh, the piano. That would probably be a good thing for our little artistic creative sim. She's gonna love to have some sort of musical instrument, so why not put a piano there? So I just plopped a piano there and then put another scratching post for our cat, because you can never have too many scratching posts for your cat. Pro tip. And then I was working on this little hallway. I didn't want to leave it blank. I think I often leave hallways blank just because I don't know what to put there, or I don't think there's enough space to put something there. And I am realizing there's a lot more space in your Sims builds than you think there is. Utilize it, because I never did, and I'm learning that so much now, that there's so much more space that you can work with than you think. But yeah, I put a bat randomly just because it's a girl's apartment. They may need a weapon if someone breaks in, you know? So I had to put some sort of protection for them. So I put a little random bat just on the hallway so they can run out their bedroom and grab a bat. I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, just furnishing this hallway. I just put a bunch of plants and different tables and tried to utilize it the best I could. Put this little picture frame for the besties so they can have some pictures of themselves, and then put a little picture over by the office as well. I was gonna put a table, but it was a little big and I didn't want it to be too crammed with like 2 tables, so I just put a couple little clutter items. I'm mostly finished with the build now. I'm just kind of going back through, seeing if I missed anything. I found this little column area, and so I figured I'd put a little mirror there with a little stool, so when you come in you can kind of sit down and, you know, check out your outfit before you leave, all that stuff. I was gonna put a plant here, but then I realized it was kind of a little bit too much, and it just, I don't know, I didn't find it to fit the theme. But yeah, this is the overall look. I had to put some brick on the outside really quick because I didn't have the furnished brick that came with the build. I don't know what pack that came with, but I didn't have it, so I just included my own little brick. I did the white. I thought it matched nice. I don't know, I thought it was a good contrast with the other builds. Had to turn it into a residential plot, and then added some traits. I think I added the great acoustics trait, the home studio, I believe, and then the private dwelling trait so we don't get any visitors. But yeah, that is my build. I hope you guys enjoy it. I included some clips of my Sims kind of walking about in the area, and, you know, them living in the house and how it kind of turns out, and I love it. I'm so excited to play more with this household. I think it's gonna be so much fun. But I'm really proud of how it turned out. I really like it. I think it's gonna be great to keep furnishing it and keep it going. But for right now, how it turned out, it's awesome. Don't mind the cat sitting on the fridge with its head cut off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this build in general. Please leave your opinions and your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear, you know, advice. I would love to hear what you think of the build, if you would do anything differently, tips and tricks on your building style, just all of it. I would love to hear more about it, because I'm really trying to improve my building style and get better at furnishing and interior design and all of that. Definitely include that in the comments. I would love to hear it. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this video and this content. I have a lot of Sims 4 content on my channel, and I am a relatively small channel, so I appreciate all the support you guys offer, no matter how big or small. I love it. Thank you so much. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I do have a horse ranch let's play going on right now, and I will be streaming on Wednesdays for my current household, so make sure to tune in for that as well. I hope you have a great rest of your day/night, and I will see you next time. Peace.